Inside Apple Music strategy for Bad Bunny's halftime performance during the Super Bowl. Apple Music strategy for the 2026 Super Bowl halftime performance has been summed up in 10 words. This isn't my halftime show. This is everyone's halftime show. In contrast to the online clamor, Bad Bunny's statement from his initial creative meeting with Apple became the show's catchphrase. Pundits and analysts were eager to attack Bad Bunny upon his announcement. Some questioned the decision, while others rejected the notion of a Spanish-speaking performer controlling the largest platform in American entertainment and sports. However, Bad Bunny's worldwide impact made sense for Apple Music's halftime performance. The business had witnessed his ascent and recognized the breadth of his influence beyond audiences and national boundaries. A 10-year relationship. The American singer-songwriter, who was born in Puerto Rico as Benito Antonio Martinez Ocasio, had only started to gain recognition when Apple Music added him to a playlist in 2016. Hossein Lowe traveled to San Juan 3 years later to interview the up-and-coming musician, whose early SoundCloud uploads and genre-bending reggaeton songs were garnering attention. The discussion happened on a boat in the middle of San Juan Harbor. "I simply wasn't prepared," Lowe said. "I was wearing jeans on a boat in the Puerto Rican harbor and just white-knuckling it through a bad wardrobe choice." But the sense of clarity is what Lowe remembers more than the denim blunder. "I remember thinking Ocasio had massive star power and huge charisma," he stated. Ocasio has emerged as one of the world's most significant musicians and most streamed performers since 2016. He combines pop, alternative, trap, and reggaeton music. Fans flock to arenas, stadiums, and festivals to dance. His albums have topped the charts, broken streaming records, and earned him many Latin Grammys. Debbie Terrar Mas Fotos. His most recent album became the first Spanish-language record to win the Grammy for Album of the Year on February 1. Oliver Schusser, vice president of Apple Music and Beats, stated, "We have an ongoing sort of river of content, whether it's playlists or an editorial feature about the origin of Bad Bunny. And then we typically also have a number of things after the Super Bowl, which we'll have this year as well." The process of creating that wealth of content starts months before the general public hears a word. Jay-Z's firm, Roc Nation, chooses the artist and manages halftime production. As the worldwide presenter, Apple Music creates the campaign and its content. The utmost level of secrecy. Keeping everything under wraps is the true challenge. There is complete secrecy. According to Rachel Newman, co-head of Apple Music, senior leadership is unaware of the selected musician until the very last minute. "To be honest, we have no idea," she remarked. "It's a very, very closely kept secret. Jay-Z is the ultimate curator, and so we genuinely don't know right up until it's announced." Apple builds mood boards, shortlists, and cross-functional tiger teams that are prepared to sprint in order to prepare for what they don't know. Editors, producer, and marketers work together in real time as soon as the announcement is made in a continuous Slack thread. Production schedules move quickly. Creative turns are frequent. Occasionally, the campaign's most important components come together in record speed. However, Apple Music continues to provide a wide range of content in 175 countries, including mashups, extended interviews in the past, videos of musicians who have collaborated with Bad Bunny, and mood-based playlists like Sad Bunny, Trap Bunny, Dance Bunny, and Party Bunny. An audience that broke records. Last year, unprecedented numbers of people watched the Super Bowl halftime show. It was the most-watched telecast in U.S. television history, with 127.7 million viewers across television and online services, according to Nielsen ratings. A peak of 137.7 million was reached. Apple Music wants to grow that audience even further this year, particularly internationally. The NFL's own initiatives, including as its foray into South America with games in Brazil, are mirrored in this campaign. The intention is to produce a program that appeals to both people who could be seeing Ocasio perform for the first time and Bad Bunny superfans, who already inhabit his world. It is hoped that the enthusiasm will transcend national boundaries and languages, making someone who finds him on February 8 feel just as connected as those who have followed him since SoundCloud. His song Bail Unforgettable saw a 54% increase in plays in the U.S. and a 36% increase worldwide on Apple Music following the publication of the halftime video. "We truly wanted to speak to everyone," stated Tor Mirren, Vice President of Marketing Communications at Apple. According to Lowe, Bad Bunny is specially designed for 2026, he remarked. "When I talked to him about his music, I'm just connected with that energy that's always there, unplugging and going on, and he's just keeping it going. So I just don't feel there's really any separation between the creative human being and the human being." An international invitation. "This year's advertising is centered around joy and inclusivity," Newman remarked. "He's just such an amazing artist. We've been able to just produce some incredible things with him this year." Interviews with Ocasio are rare. Fans haven't had many opportunities to hear him talk in depth about the show or his ideas because he has been on tour and mostly out of the public spotlight, according to Apple executives. Lowe usually spends time alone with a halftime performer's discography in the days before the performance to listen to their favorite songs again, take note of any emotional entry points, and watch previous Apple interviews to see how they present their work. He will then sit with fellow Apple Music broadcaster Ebro Darden for an interview with Ocasio in front of international journalists on February 5th. "I really try to just feel something when I connect with the artist," Lowe stated. Bad Bunny is ready to bring a level of energy and performance and that sense of community to this experience that perhaps we haven't seen before. The team hopes that their message, "This isn't my halftime show, this is everyone's halftime show," is conveyed when the 31-year-old takes the field in Santa Clara, California.